Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Call, please.
Chuck Davis.
Here.
Councilman Mike Cooley.
Here.
Councilman Corey Oxford.
Here.
Councilman Bill Parker.
Here. Here. Okay, we have a quorum. We'll move forward. Approval of the agenda. Everybody's had a chance to look. I would like to add one item to the agenda under the rec department. For a pump at the swimming pool that needs to be replaced. The backup one we had was not really efficient. So we'll add that and Carter can explain it to us when he gets up. So we'll add that one pump in the amount of $3,436. With all that, anybody else have any questions, concerns about the agenda? Do I have a motion to pass the agenda with that one amended line? Pump,
I'd make a motion to pass the agenda with the added line for the pump.
have a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Approval of the minutes from the June 2nd meeting. Everybody have a chance to read through those. Sure, would take a motion to go ahead and approve the minutes from the June 2nd meeting.
Make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 2nd meeting.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll move on to approval of the bills. We have deposits in the amount of $294,161. Accounts payable in the amount of $255,925.08. Transmittals in the amount of $17,080.96. Payroll in the amount of $56,900.30. Are there any questions? Do I have a motion to go ahead and approve the bills?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on to correspondence.
The Cathedral Hall. Seeing rail text line. Rail text in partnership with the National Crisis Text Line and in concert with 988 gives people a simple, free, confidential way for youth and families to ask for help. Appointment, no paperwork, no waiting room. Our counseling services provide ongoing professional care for children, teens, and families. And because we offer them via telehealth, families in every corner of Wyoming can access the same quality of care, whether they're in Cheyenne, Cody, or on a ranch, 2 hours from the nearest clinic. There's posters that we'll be putting up that you just text WYO to 741-741.
All right. Good. Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to items from the public. The first one up is we have a special event permit for Ryan Anderson, and they want to reserve. I don't see a time on this. Reserve Veterans Island for a wedding reception on 9/26/26.
She's here if you would like to ask her a question.
Got to come up to the mic, young lady. Thank you.
Sorry.
You're fine.
We haven't decided a time because we didn't know if we would even get it. So it would probably be around in the morning, around 9, and then it would probably go until maybe 5 or 6. And it would be a ceremony and the reception.
Okay. So
Yes.
you're gonna get married there too?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any conflict? Do we have anything scheduled for that?
No.
Council?
Don't see a problem with it.
Problem. You got any wrong?
I have no issues. The only thing I just want to remind people is if you get a key during business hours, get hold of the police department and we have access to the key. So we had a cut lock. The lock cut off last week because they didn't.
What would the key be for?
If you're gonna have to transport anything to the island, just key for
Oh,
the
okay.
bridge, to be able to drive across and drop stuff off and then bring your vehicle back.
Thank you.
Council have any questions?
No.
Chair would entertain a motion to go ahead and approve this. Wedding reception and, wedding at Veterans Island, reserve the island for Renee. Anderson for 9/26/26. Time to come.
I'd make a motion to approve the special events permit for Veterans Island wedding and reception.
Got a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Thank you.
get married on the island. Thank you. We have a special event permit from PVCC for July 4th for the 5K run. We have Miss Stacy Crimmins.
I am here just as a substitute, because Gabby Johnson is our new Director of Operations and she wasn't able to be here. So we have put in a late application, so I apologize. Trying to get things organized, but we have a application and a special event permit for 5 that will be held at 7 o'clock on July 4th. Morning of July 4th. And the street closure is just Southeast River. We're gonna start and finish on South River by and the course will go around the golf course of the Saratoga Resort, so it just goes. So the street closure is mostly at the very beginning of the race when everybody leaves, and then we can open it back up again. And I think we should be out of there by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock maybe.
Okay. Police chief?
Yeah, I spoke to Stephanie Patterson, who I guess was kind of running ahead on organizing this. And the plan is we're gonna close from Walnut to Bridge Street. We'll be completely closed for the time of the event for the starting, and they're gonna be running a kid sprint or something that'll go down to Walnut and back. Usually what we do is for the start of the race, we'll shut off the bridge. So the group can get across the bridge, but usually when they're coming back, it's thinned out, so we have the bridge itself open again and just keep South River closed. And I have no issues with that.
Just, the only thing that might interrupt us is if there was a fire or something, we would have to get them across.
The bridge is usually only closed for 10 minutes.
Yeah. So. Council,
Don't have a problem.
Chair to entertain a motion to go ahead and approve this special events permit for the 5K run with the street closure.
I'd make a motion to approve the 5K run for the street closure and
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
Thank you, gentlemen.
thank you. Okay, we'll move on. Special events permit from Joe Elder.
Mr. Mayor, Council, I'm also a sub. This is Kathy Beck filled this out, but be aware of the details. This would be for August 8th, another picking on the plat. Be on the lawn on the PVCC side, the west lobby on the Spring Street side. I think it starts at 11, goes till 5. Jen, is that right? The local artists, I think 4 bands or individual artists would play. Free to the public, no alcohol will be involved. She did ask if Spring Street could be closed from 2nd to 3rd, so right by Larry Bibby's house. Yeah, for that period of time. I think she did a street closure permit too.
It's okay.
And her intent was to have the Friends of the Library make hamburgers and hot dogs and things like that and sell that as a fundraiser for the Friends of the Library. But just speaking with Jen, that's not really, you can't sell meat without unless it's prepared in an inspected kitchen by the Department of Health. So I think we're gonna have to tell her to, like, she can do it by donation or come up with some other. Because everybody they'll be cooking it on site, growing it outside. I don't know if that's legal or not.
Even if you're cooking it on site, you have to. have
If you're
a-
selling it, you
Yeah,
gotta,
if you're
yeah.
selling it, you have to have a certificate from the state.
So we would,
The-
we're gonna have to do,
You could cook it and have a donation,
yeah,
Yes.
like they do with the pancake deal.
right. That's what we'll tell her.
That would be the only way.
Yeah,
And you said 11 to 5,
yeah.
because it says 4:30 on the application.
4:30.
I just didn't know if we needed to amend the application or not.
Street closure says 11 to 4:30, and that's a time 9 to 5.
Okay.
Maybe that-
The street closed from 9 to 5 or 11 to 4:30, or do you know?
What is the street closure permit say?
As both times.
As both?
Yes.
I would imagine she wants 9 so that everybody can get in there and get situated, because she'll have some craft vendors and that. Potentially a couple food trucks, I think 3 trucks. So, or donate food.
Food trucks can sell.
Huh?
Food trucks can sell their food.
Yeah, I know they can, but I think she didn't want them because she was trying to make some money.
Yeah. Same thing with, the only reason we'd have to open it in case of a fire,
Absolutely, yeah.
you know, that would be the only thing.
The only thing that really have an effect there would be Catholic Church itself. Other than.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right,
Mhm.
so, okay. Whoever makes the motion, we need to put a catch on this, that no food sales by volunteers, only by food trucks would be accepted. Rest would have to come via donation. So the chair to entertain a motion to go ahead and approve this special events permit, picking on the flat for August 8th, 2026. With the street closure from 2nd to 3rd on Springfield.
I'd make the motion for the special events permit on August 8th with no food sales.
Do I have, well, no volunteers selling food,
No volunteers selling food then.
because if they bring in food trucks, that's legal.
Yeah,
Okay. Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Opposed? Yeah.
Thank you.
you betcha.
Okay, we'll move on to the North Platte Valley Medical Center Board, Mr. Faust. Would you please introduce the people you have with you?
Yeah, you bet. So with me is Dana Gilliland. She is our hospital CEO. And again, I think I know most of you guys. My name's Will Faust. Mr. Mayor, and I was going to say distinguished gentlemen, but I know you guys too. And I believe, Mr. Mayor, did you get the copy of the memorandum of understanding? I believe I emailed that to you a month ago.
Like, you know, if I did, I don't remember.
Okay. I will make sure to get that to you.
If you would.
For your all's as quick as you can, fruitful. Okay, so what we're asking for is the hospital is going to trying to participate in what's called the 340B drug program. Okay, this is a federal program that gives us deep discounts on the medications that we provide to our customers. It's specifically designed for rural communities and rural healthcare, particularly hospitals. And to qualify for it, you need to enter into agreements with local communities to prove that you're doing a couple of things. Number one is providing screening and emergent services in the community within which you're located. And then the second is that you have some form of charity care program, both of which are things that we're currently doing right now.
Correct.
And so the ask to you guys is to enter into this memorandum of understanding with our community. There is nothing required of you guys. It's cancelable in 60 days, but it is a requirement on participation within this program. Okay. The town of Riverside has already signed it. It's before the town of Encampment at their next meeting. And then I know it's on that email I sent you, but I'll make sure that we get.
Yeah, I don't remember that well.
But if you have any other questions on it, please let me know. The reason, just to give a little history on why this, drugs are very expensive, margins are pretty thin on them for hospitals. This is one way that the federal government has decided to try to help out rural healthcare. And so this increases our margins, makes us just a little bit more profitable at times, or increases our revenue, which allows us and gives us maybe a little bit more cushion to either, continue to provide the charity care, offer services that maybe are marginally revenue, positive for us, those sorts of things. And so with that, I'd answer any questions you guys might have on it. I'm sorry, the MOU wasn't in your hands.
The only thing else, and I know this has been talked around by the state. I've been to several WHAM meetings
Mhm.
recently, and other municipalities are talking about this, especially the smaller ones.
Okay.
And with the MOU, I'll have to have run it by the town attorney.
Sure.
Real quick, we do anything we sign, we run it by the attorney. That won't take very long. I will ask the council tonight if the attorney doesn't have any problems with it, if they'll give me permission to sign as soon as I get it back from them.
No, completely fair. And I mean, our attorney reviewed it before
That'll
we
speed
sent
it up, so we won't have to wait until July, hopefully.
That would be great. I wouldn't say, it's mission critical that we get it, in the next 2 days, but the sooner the better. It's like any federal program, the application process is not quick. And so, the fewer hurdles and kind of stumbling blocks that we can get behind us.
So is this totally through the federal government?
It is. Yep. So Mike, I'll pick on you. I think the idea is, if we give you an ibuprofen at the hospital, it costs us X, right? If we're under this program, the cost of that same ibuprofen, it can be as much as, 70 to 80% less for us. Your health insurance pays the same amount for it. And so it's a way that we can, I'd say, increase our margins by a small amount, and go from there. So is that a fair enough representation of it?
It is. It also provides for anyone who is inpatient, outpatient at our hospital to, if they leave with prescriptions, they're able to go down to the local pharmacy and have those prescriptions filled for pennies on the dollars compared to what they would normally have.
Oh, wow.
So we actually have simultaneously worked on an agreement with the new pharmacist that took over. And so that will also provide for a much smoother transition out of our hospital and at home for our patients.
Oh, wow. That's great.
And again, like when you guys read the MOU, it's very one-sided. We have to do a lot of things. You guys just have to acknowledge that we have promised to do those things. So.
Okay. All right. There any other questions?
Well, and then with that, Dana did have a couple other things that she wanted to just update you guys on. And this is something that Chuck and I have talked about offline, trying to get in front of you guys maybe a little more regularly, just to give an update on kind of operations up at the hospital. It would be good. And as you know, I know Mr. Mayor and Councilman Parkhurst, you guys have been to a couple of our meetings in the past. We always welcome that. Let me know if you ever want to get on our agenda. So.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we'll always be open for anything you guys want to come down and talk about.
Great. Well, with that, I'll turn it over to Dana. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. So we had talked about wanting to just give an overall status of the hospital. I know there's, obviously been probably lots of questions over the years of where the hospital's at. From a financial sustainability perspective, I think when you visited the hospital, we had talked about it's a very financially sustainable model, which is critical access hospitals. We have in the course over the last year and a half, we just onboarded another MD in our ER. So we've added now a full-time medical doctor, Dr. Maury Speakman in town, full-time. And then we've also onboarded another MD in our ER who's picking up full-time shifts. So we're really trying to make sure that we over-provide for the community so that they have confidence in our care. We've also been able to, what we want is to convert travelers to full-time staff. So we've also converted 4 of our travelers to full-time Saratoga residents within the last 2.5 to 3 months. We want them to be a participating, contributing member of the society and of this town. And so we've had 4 that have agreed to sign on for 2 years as full-time employees and stay with us and be a part of this community. Also cross-training in EMT so that we can also assist with transfers so that we are providing solutions for the town and for the other entities in town that struggle with getting this staff. And so we're really trying to bring solutions to the table for those issues. In the course of that, we also have added individuals in this community that are sitting with me that I will introduce. I think Jody Leonardson, who is our Chief Nursing Officer, has been here for almost 2 years in August and is full-time and continues to be our clinical resource on the ground. And then we have recently brought on full-time Cheyenne Bradfield, who is in the community, who is for the last 15 years been in billing and revenue cycle. So I'm sure we all hear the complaints sometimes about our bills, about who can we ask for questions, what happens. We spend a lot of time locking down a lot of our billing processes, getting a lot of the things fixed that other hospitals struggle with so that we could provide the adequate resources so that if you have questions, you know who to reach out to. And so that would be the lady sitting on the right, Cheyenne Bradfield, who is in town full-time and sitting on the first office on the left when you walk in. And then Jody Leonardson also will continue to be here, but we wanted to at least get them in front of you so that you see them, you know who they are. And if there's billing questions in town or concern questions about someone or what they're dealing with, that we provide you with the best resources possible. And then lastly, we wanted to thank the town for all they've done for us. We know it's been an uphill struggle over the last few years, but we've finally gotten there and we're excited for what's to come to be able to continue to be a good partner with you.
Great.
Is there any questions I can answer?
Well, thank you. So all in all, it's going pretty good then?
We're excited. We all, I think, felt just a different feeling this year with how the hospital has transitioned into what it has become. We're very excited. There's a lot of interest in our culture, our processes, our people, our leadership. So we've been very excited and very encouraged by the fact that I have people reaching out to me wanting to come work for us, wanting to be in this community and be a part of this healthcare organization. So huge.
How's housing? And
we're struggling. We've talked about it with several entities in town. We are struggling. It is a lot of what we saw over the summer was we saw a lot of our travelers that we were looking at bringing on or late fall last year start backing out of contracts because they couldn't find housing. We've struggled with, we offered a role, a very important role in our community, which is facilities director, to a gentleman out of Utah. And it was a wife and husband with no children, and they declined due to housing. And I would say 50% of our declines are due to housing. Any of our full-time roles, we've struggled. We did add a wonderful addition, which is our registration supervisor, and her husband are struggling to find housing. And we don't want to lose these great people, but it is an issue, sir. I know it's not a quick solution. It's not an easy solution, but it is definitely the more that we try to add to the community to ensure that, you know, we want the people that want to be in this community and contributing to Saratoga, it does become a bigger problem.
yeah, and I hear that a lot around the state too.
It is a statewide
Or
issue.
anything.
It is a statewide issue, sir. You are correct. I've dealt with it and it's not just here. But it's something that we face. We try to contain and gather as many resources as we can so that when people come to us and say we need housing, we're able to give that. At least if there's anyone who is even considering renting their house out, please send them our way.
Okay.
We definitely keep a list for all of possible rentals so that we're able to give those to whether it's full-time staff or travelers so that we're able to at least point them in the right direction.
Okay.
So yes, we would appreciate that.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I have none.
I don't know.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Will. Nice to meet you, ladies.
Thank you for your time.
Mhm.
Thank you. On this MOU is, I'll double check my email. when we get
it to you right now.
Okay. But anyway, I'll get it out to everybody and I'll ship it right over to Kylie in the morning. You guys, if you guys got questions, just let me know. But what I'd like for is a motion that if the attorney doesn't have any issues or you guys don't have any issues, that you would give me permission to sign this, so we can get it back to them.
That'd be fine with me. I'd make the motion to, if the attorney is good with it, that you go ahead and sign it.
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you guys very much for coming.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll move on to reports from. First of all, is there any council comments? Okay, we'll move on to reports from department, town hall.
I have is, I got together and are wanting to put the property sale in the papers around the state. So I reached out to Cheyenne, Casper, Rollins, Rock Springs, Laramie. I've heard back from Laramie, Rock Springs, and Rollins, which are all owned by the same people. And they've given me invoices to run the ad 5 times, which would be 2.5 weeks. The amounts, they gave us a 12% discount because we're advertising in all 3. We should have it closed. But so in Laramie, it would be $1,324. Rollins would be $1,214. And Rock Springs would be $1,002. And then the Green River Star, so in 2 weeks, it would be $544.
And what about the sun?
We got it in there.
You got it in there, right?
That's the Beagle, like Beagle.
It's
Wonder.
Get out, and it is on our town website, and it is on Facebook.
We've been trying to work other, Zillow, Realtor, but you gotta get calls back to get your ads confirmed, and I'm still waiting on my calls for that. I'm not sure. Might be the format or the style of, the auction style is maybe thrown out. To save, it's only $500, but to save this, do you think it's necessary to put it in Green River with Rock Springs only being 15 miles away?
I mean,
Or would there be enough in the Rocket Miner? I don't know. Just a thought. I don't know. Yeah, and we can always, say do one and kind of wait and see how this first round goes and see what kind of feedback and what kind of thing we get locally, and maybe we understand that our pricing adjustment might be, valid, and then at that point, we got a stronger position, we invest more in that advertising.
Before we burn a lot of money and
That's the
don't get any.
that, that would be the other alternative. Word's getting out, because I was contacted by some people from Colorado today, and they knew that we were they were looking for larger lots. They were looking for acreages,
Yeah.
but they were aware that we are selling land in town now, and where they heard it from, I didn't ask. I should have. But totally separate from the other people that called me from Colorado. So there is a couple sites I've got a beat on that I think will work this week and next week to try to get it on. I think it'll be very.
I think your online sites are gonna generate more interest than nobody reads a newspaper anymore.
You never know, you might snag somebody on there or
Yeah.
whatever, but
And most of your online sites like Zillow and stuff are free or low cost, aren't they?
yeah, we just need to get on. Which Dan's working on one, I'm waiting on the other one. But we want to get it out there, but if it's at the best price, we can even do our margins pretty quickly too.
Seems like a lot of money to me. That's $4,500 approximately.
Yeah, anything dealing with newspapers is a lot of money.
Yeah. Let's try other avenues first.
Yep.
You guys good with that?
Yeah, I think that
And
makes,
see where we come out.
yeah, I think that makes. Selling a $15 million piece of real estate.
It'd be different.
Yeah, so, okay. So we'll just table that idea and see what comes back on that. Okay, anything else from the town hall?
No, sir.
We'll move on to the police department.
Mr. Mayor, Council. Been staying busy over at the police department, had a very busy weekend. Top of the agenda though is we are short an officer right now, so I'm wanting permission to advertise for the open position, see if we can get someone hired to fill that. So the first thing I'm looking for.
Chair would entertain a motion to go ahead and start advertising it for a police officer.
I'd make a motion to start advertising for a police officer.
Have a second? I'll second. Any more discussion?
Aye. Or no.
All
I'm getting ahead of myself here.
Absolutely, I'm like.
It's hot in here. I want to get out of
it
here.
is warm in here.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
All right, and with that vacancy, I'm actually also short two other officers right now. I have two out on medical leave. One hopefully might be returning tomorrow, but we'll find out more later. The other one's out for at least another week and a half and then possibly maybe going out for surgery himself. He's out with his wife, who's sick right now. Officer Holt's been out on vacation, so right now it's actually just myself and the part-timers working. So we've been staying very busy. It was a crazy weekend from Saturday to Monday night. We had 7 arrests in town. So we've been hopping. My 36-hour shift from Sunday through Monday, I was out for 34 of the 36 hours. So that kind of brings me to my next request. I'm again asking if I can go to an hourly position, especially with the staff shortages. We've got some mandatory grant time coming up that we're not going to be able to fill without the officers being back.
so are you asking for this until we get back to normal run, or are you asking for this?
For right now, it's just until we can get stuff figured out and get shifts covered normally again. As it stands for the rest of this week, I've actually managed to get part-timers working to where I do get tomorrow off. But even with that, this week, I'm going to be scheduled for, well, with the rest of the week, I'm scheduled for 120 something hours.
Council?
I don't know. I'm afraid it'd become a habit. John, would it? Or would,
The hours and stuff? No, trust me, I'm not going to work any more than I have to. I like being able to do my 410s when we get back to normal and have the weekends off. But for right now, it's going to be a while. We're going to have to get someone hired, trained. Completely good if we do it temporary and readdress it every so often.
You guys?
I think he shouldn't have to work that many hours and not get paid for it personally.
Correct. That is a lot of hours.
what hourly rate would this be?
I'm requesting just what my salary rate is now.
Which is 50.
No, I'm at 42.30 right now. I think January 8th, I have to look, I think it goes to 4488 or 4503 maybe, something around there.
Oh, that's fine.
You want this just so we get the other officer hired? Is that what you're saying? Or-
Yeah, I'm good with it just being temporary until we get everything filled. Unfortunately, at this point, I don't think I'm gonna be able to flex off this time to try to make it back at any point.
How many hours do you anticipate having to work overtime
Well, at least when Officer Holt gets back,
straightened out?
well, at least when Officer Holt gets back, we'll be able to have him helping to cover with the part-timer, so that's gonna take a decent chunk out of it. But there's still gonna be more, where we're probably gonna be looking at 70-ish hours a week right now.
30 hours of overtime?
Well, no, if he goes on the hourly, then he'll have to work 86
Right.
or
I
overtime.
wouldn't hit overtime until 86 hours in 2 weeks. We don't do weekly overtime. Ours is based on 2 weeks for law enforcement.
So that's a little over $3,000 a pay period in overtime. In addition to,
In addition to the base pay.
Yeah, it's almost. Well, it's up to the
where
council.
would that fit in the budget? We've already approved stuff.
Depends on how long it lasts.
Depends on how long it lasts and how long positions are open.
Yeah, and we can,
With positions open,
anytime we want,
yeah.
Bill.
What's the council wish to do?
I'll make a motion to pass it for him at that
Take him
wage.
back and put him on by the hour?
On a
Yeah,
temporary
on a
basis.
temporary basis. That we get things ironed out.
I'd second it.
I have a motion and a second. My question is to you. Is this gonna create a lot of, or will you just switch him over to hourly?
We need to make sure it's done in, starting from a pay period, the beginning of a pay period. We cannot switch it in the middle. It makes it
Right,
very big
right.
mess. So it has to go from like the beginning of a pay.
So what I'd ask is if we could backdate it to Monday, which is the start of this new pay period.
Yeah, the start of this pay period was Monday.
Yeah, if she's okay with that, I'm okay with it.
Will that work with you?
Okay with that, if you guys are-
Okay. Well, let's start out with the temporary. Would you be willing to go for 2 months and see where it goes from there?
Even go for a month, and it's not like we're gonna have 2 more meetings.
Right.
So
Okay,
hopefully we can have somebody hired by then, but who knows?
yeah. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I did already talk to the part-timers. None of them are interested at this time coming over full.
Yeah.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Go ahead and move these guys, to move John to hourly. We'll backdate it till Monday, which is the beginning of the pay period. And, temporary for 30 days.
Yeah, we should look at it every 30 days, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Need to amend the motion a little bit and put it for 30 days.
Okay, and the motion for 30 days for hourly temporary.
Okay? You still second that one? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
All right, thank you all. And I do want to thank the part-timers. I've had all of them in the past 5 days have worked at least one shift, some of them multiples. Officer Christian's actually working a double for me. He's working tonight and then covering days tomorrow until Officer Paul is back from or out of town work. So that is all I have.
when's Matt gonna be back?
He is supposed to return, he's scheduled to return next Friday, I think it's 28th. But I'm gonna see if he's gonna be back in town sooner because he possibly had court coming up 2 days before that.
Okay,
Because he is currently back east, Maine, Connecticut, something like
the other
that.
one on sick leave, we'll know tomorrow, right?
One we'll know tomorrow, the other one is possibly gonna be back the Saturday after MAC. It depends on his wife, and then it looks like he's gonna need surgery himself.
Okay. So is he taking sick time for that or vacation time?
For his, which one? For himself or for,
Ken,
right now I've been using sick time because it's for family.
okay, that's fine. Okay,
He was pretty well maxed out on both again for a while.
okay. All right, well, we hope his wife the best on this. She's going in for triple bypass, just so everybody knows, so. Anyway. All right, keep us posted.
All right, will do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll move on to the fire department. I have nothing to add. Did talk to Brenda about getting a couple of new flags over there. The US flag is really in shreds on the end, and half of the buffalo is missing on the Wyoming flag at the fire department. So good old Wyoming wind. Hopefully we'll get those replaced in the next day or two. Okay, we'll move on to the recreation department. Mr. Carter.
Evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
First thing I have is I'm looking to hire Jillian Creed for a pool cashier because we had one of our pool cashiers take her employment somewhere else. It would be at $13 an hour, normal starting rate. Not full time.
How many cashiers do you have now?
She would be the second. I only have one currently.
So you had two and one quit.
Yeah.
So the council's aware, this is just a lateral, she's already,
Yes.
she's already an open gym supervisor, so it's just a.
Yeah. Chair to entertain a motion to go ahead and do a lateral move with Jillian Creed to swimming pool as a cashier at $13 an hour. Is that what she makes now?
Open gym makes a little more.
$13 an hour.
I'd make a motion to hire Jillian Creed at $13 an hour for a pool cashier.
That was second.
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Hi.
Opposed?
The next one is for Little League. Look, you want to skip that one and do that one last since it's not.
You can do it now. Go ahead.
Okay. So what this one is so it's a quote per. So they're looking to get 2,000 pound bags of infield dirt, essentially is what it is. And that quote that you see is the price per 2,000 pound bag. They have close to $3,500 left in their Little League budget. And so we did the math. They're looking to get 7 bags. So that would put them about $3,150, leave the leftover money in case freight comes into play or anything like that.
So they don't know if freight's covered on this?
Well, they said that they didn't quote this with freight included. I know that they had been in talks with Emery about possibly picking it up, but I just wanted to leave a little extra money.
Where's it gotta be picked up at?
Cheyenne.
Yeah, I think that's a guarantee part of we'll go to Cheyenne, the unknown between.
Fort Collins to Cheyenne.
Oh, okay.
Which I wouldn't imagine it be super crazy being as close as it is.
They want 7 bags.
Yes.
So is that enough to do a field? One field?
No, this will be a thing it will happen over time. They're gonna probably have to add bags every year because
Wind.
well, not even that, like at one point, we're looking to redo the whole field and you're talking.
Lots.
That's just the infield, correct?
Yeah, no, yeah, we were looking to redo the whole infield at one point and you're talking $80,000 plus. It's, it's just statistically, you're supposed to take out 4 inches to add this and then there's another product that is used to top dress this product, which is more expensive than this product just to maintain it over the years, but we're gonna get there over time, hopefully.
Well,
Because what we have now, I don't know if you guys have been down there, but I mean, there's golf ball size rocks in the infield.
I am afraid to slide.
Yes. So are the,
Tough and them little kids.
If I was your size, I'd be afraid to slide too.
Well, it's not just in my age. or
I'd break
size.
your hip.
well, and they've added so much to it over the years that even when you go to drag it, you're just dragging up small river rocks.
My only concern there, is we put 7 bags down, how contaminated they're gonna get from regular soil. I mean, is this,
Well, I think the plan would essentially be to do it around the bases, the heavy traffic areas first, and it would be to remove some of the existing,
okay,
then get this, because this stuff is sand, clay mixture. So it'll be easy to compact. And so I think you remove some around, you know, the bases, home plate, yada, yada, and then really pack it in there and prevent it from blowing away crazy, hopefully. We have a field maintenance crew.
it's money that was budgeted for them and, you know, I knew they were talking about this. I've talked to Creed about it and I've also talked to Coltez about it.
If the money's in their budget.
$49 a ton.
Yeah, for a 2,000 pound stack.
Some of the cheaper stuff that we,
It's pretty cheap.
They're getting how many
It-
stacks of it?
7.
They gonna haul that on?
take a gooseneck over there. I do it just. a couple loads. Yeah, they're super size.
7 ton.
Yeah.
18,000 pounds.
So. What's the council wish to do?
If they've got the money, I don't have any problem if it's in their budget. They need it.
I'd make a motion to purchase it.
I got a motion on the table to go ahead and purchase the 7 sacks of infield turf. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Importing Colorado a little bit at a time.
Now that you say that, I've heard that it's the same sand that goes on the Rockies field, so. I actually think it comes back from back east. Okay. My next item I have for you is a recumbent bicycle, exercise bicycle. The one that we have now is malfunctioning, to say the least. I can imagine it's fairly old. And I found a pretty good deal on this one. It's only $799. Other ones that are probably equivalent to this are $1,500 or more. So I think it's a viable option. We have more people than you would think using that sit-down bike.
And you have it in your budget?
I do. I do have this in my budget.
And this one includes freight.
Yeah, well, it's free shipping through Walmart.
Here to entertain a motion to go ahead and buy this. Recumbent exercise bike. Is it a floor mount that you sit down in?
Yeah, it's just like a seat and then your feet go out and you pedal with just your feet. You're just like sitting in your.
Kind of like just sitting here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We replaced the one with that.
But that's what we're trying to do.
Don't say it, Bob.
Yeah, because that was the one, I've had a couple of people come to me and be like, well, I'm on it for 15 minutes and it resets and.
Well, it's.
No.
Even Emery uses the bike.
I like that bike.
Yeah.
Something else.
Just because you're scrambling trying to stay in the seat or what?
Stationary seat's probably not comfortable.
I'd make the motion to purchase the bike.
I have a motion on the table, go ahead and purchase this exercise bike for $799. I have a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move on. Please, Carter, the worst in the PD.
I'm way cheaper than the. Matter of fact, I'm the cheapest one out of everybody. Just want to make that clear.
Here we go. Okay, go ahead, my friend.
So this is a new pump for our pool. I got to the pool this morning at 6 a.m. and noticed that our flow on our current pump is just not ideal. So I reached out to fearless leader of the pool, kind of, and basically short and skinny of it is we need to obtain this. Is it in my budget? Not necessarily, but I think it'd be even worth a budget amendment.
We had a backup where we were under the impression that we had an extra pump that would switch this pump out. When we went to go find it today, it's not a congruent model.
It's half the horsepower that the current.
And we're required by the state to pump a certain GPM to turn the pool over total volume every 6 hours. And also if we have no flow, we have no heat. So we did get it back up to a reasonable level today. It's as of 20 minutes ago, it's going back down. I think it's got a leak in one of the seals. So if we get this pump, we'll put the new one in, take that one back out, tear it down, look at it, if we can repair it. It's 11 years old.
Yeah. Well, I don't see where we have much choice this time of the year with the pool.
And I
Because without the pump, your pool's down.
Carter come in with this, and I was talking to him and Emery, and I told him to get this pump for us tonight. Because if we lose it, the pool will be down. And I don't wanna go through that.
Me either.
So Jared entertained a motion to go ahead and purchase this pump for $3,436.
I'll make a motion to purchase the pump for the swimming pool, for $3,436.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Other than that, it's busy for us everywhere. It's busy at the rec. We got basketball practices. We got volleyball practices coming up next month. Pool's super busy. We've had several events, several birthday parties. We had 80 people there today for an event. So it's busy.
How's swimming lessons going?
They're going swimmingly.
Are they full?
They are full, yes.
Good.
Yes, they are full.
That's good.
Yes.
Heard.
So full, even adding additional classes from what we had last year.
What about head count coming through the pool? A lot?
I haven't looked at it in detail, but I asked Brenda about it the other day and she said that it's been busy there. Yes. Yeah, I would say we easily served 20 or 100 people came through there today.
Good. Any other questions for Carter? Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the Department of Public Works. And the Planning Commission and the Water and Sewer Joint Powers.
Gentlemen, the item I have on there, I want to just forego that tonight. Tree's position, I've been working over and looking over some things, and so we can just forego that. Jack, Mayor, did you get the thing from WLC?
I did.
Okay, so that property on Myrtle that we got listed, I did when we put the packet together, and I think, did you guys get everybody get a property packet? We have a utility lines that are some wiggle waggle along that property line. And I think it's important for us to get that an easement secured just for the future, so we don't have a problem with whatever. So I reached out to WLC, they established all those property corners over there, and they can get over there fairly quickly and get that staked out, right, the easement. And then essentially we would deed ourselves an easement and then we would record it. So that way we can protect our access going through there. So if you guys are good with it, it's a time and materials not to exceed. So that cost that $4,350 by the time we're all done. It could be less, depending on how. I think it'll go pretty smooth. They've been over there.
Yeah, recent surveys and everything.
So,
Well, I definitely think it's a must. I mean, we've got to protect our
Easement.
sewer lines.
yeah, and my original anticipation was to just find illegal and call it get it deeded and not. I think it's important we get it staked out, so it's not 2 feet less than we need, so we don't write an easement, record it, and we find out that, you know, we should have done it 2 foot wider.
Yes, good idea. So you want, we need to go ahead and give WLC permission to do this?
Yeah.
Not to exceed 4,350. Chair to entertain a motion to go ahead and allow WLC to do the engineering on this easement line not to exceed $4,350.
I'd make the motion to have WLC do the property line for what amount?
$4,000, not to exceed $4,350.
$4,350.
Do I have a second to that motion?
I'll second it.
Any additional discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you. So kind of going back to what Carter brought up earlier, I just want to touch on a couple of things. So we have, we moved things today back to the small pump. We are also going to kind of try and dial in to see if we can get that hobo pool temperature down lower. We didn't want to finagle with things too much right when we were getting swimming lessons going and have to be trying to cancel swim lessons class and things like that. But we are going to continue to work on that goal to get things balanced out. So we should have had comments about the not so hot being not so hot.
What's it running?
It's about what it was last year, about 110. But when we had it on the little pump, it was right down where it was all winter long. So coming into swimming lessons and we had that cold snaps with the wind. We couldn't get the cover on a few nights because it was blowing around. So we opted to just get that back up, get things going.
Insulated blanket.
Yeah, or the insulated blanket, sorry. It's not a cover, it's an insulated blanket. Was blowing around, and so we opted to get that stabilized and get swim lessons going, then we kind of go back to the drawing board when weather temps aren't so cold. You know, we froze 2 weeks ago, Tuesday or something, froze.
Yeah.
And so that's something on that end. And then that for the project along the Spring Creek Boat Ramp, that rec grant, we had a walkthrough. Some people from the state come in today, and we walked through that potential project through there, working on that over by the hobo pool, stabilizing that bank and whatnot. So in August, they'll meet and give us basically what the future of that grant application looks like. So that if we do get elected to move forward, it's a long process. It's all got to be funded by the legislator and stuff. So we probably wouldn't have access to that for a while. And there was $10 million worth of projects submitted to that. And we were in the top 30, but for a total of $10 million, and they're only going to award 2 this year unless things change at the legislative level. So they were going around and doing site visits to try and get a better idea of what that would look like. So I thought it went really well. Those guys were, I was on my toes. They had great questions, like it gave us a lot to think about and stuff. So I'll keep you in the loop as we go through that.
Good.
The sewer project, I've got plans here. I was going to hand them out earlier, but they didn't staple, so I'll staple them. Just please review them. That's for the river project going underneath the river. We're like 98% of the way there on the design. We submitted everything to the state to have them review it. It's all got to be approved by them on the funding side and on the design side before it goes through, before we can put it out to bid. So I'd appreciate it if you got a minute to look through them. And if you see anything, any comments, that would be helpful for us. And then that project hopefully will get kicked off later this winter.
So are you waiting to hear back from the state and then you'll put final touches on it and go to bid?
Yeah, we've been connecting with the state quite a bit through this whole process. So I don't anticipate having much, feedback from them as far as big design changes. We met with them when we started because we didn't want to spend 7 months putting something together and kick it to them. And they're like, this is awful. So I feel like it'll go pretty smooth. The biggest thing is, with them, with that SLIB funding source, the contract docs have to include, it's a rigorous amount of verbiage for their program. So to make sure that everything meets, because the state's running federal money through all that. So to make sure all those documents check off all those boxes. So get our money when the project's done.
Okay.
I guess. And we're continuing to work on Elm Street and the park over there, slab over at the park for the bathroom this end of this week's first part of next. We were shooting for yesterday and those guys got kind of tied up and pushed back. I've got curb and gutter and all the sidewalks set for July 13th for those guys to mow in, and then the sod guys in shortly thereafter. IDOT's not planning on being up there till the end of July. So as far as paving on Elm Street, that's probably when we'll do that. It's just more cost effective to try and get that asphalt. And then mosquito, we did our plan application this week. We've got foggers on board. We've been trying to fog. Monday was great. We got a good day Monday, but it's with wind like this, it's a waste of money to drive around and spray. So,
Parking west and let it blow across now.
yeah, it was good on Monday. There was a good haze, that you're kind of looking
see
for.
it.
Yeah, what you're looking for. And then we're working on that airport design with EA for the sewer there. We had a meeting with the lead and copper. We're with the state over the lead and copper verification that's going to be required next year for us we've been doing this inventory, trying to verify everybody's line material. There's access to a pretty reasonable amount of money through the state to get that verification project on that potholing project.
How'd the survey go? Did most people respond or?
I would say it was a productive number of people responded. There's still people left too, but the amount of verification has kind of shrank over the last couple of years on how they're going to require us to do it. So the project that we'll end up doing is going to be smaller than we originally anticipated, which will be good. But there's been a few communities they awarded already as 100% principal forgiveness from the state. So
That's good.
yeah. Is there anything you guys have questions about?
No, you're doing a fantastic job of explaining.
Yeah,
Thank you.
everything, yeah. I'm glad we went with those guys come in and got that paving out of the way. They did a really good job up there.
Right, yeah, the guy come in, the sweeping got done, we're painting lines,
Yeah.
everything's kind of brightening up. Which I did reach out to the dealer for the sweepers. They're gonna have one hopefully up here next week that we can demo. For the new one. Yeah, I asked them if we could do it before the 4th, so we could kind of.
Do that.
Good job, Emery.
So, and in the morning, early in the morning and before the 4th. Sounded accommodating. Yeah, if you guys don't have any questions on that, we could, like in the Joint Powers Board, that's primarily what we discussed was just a sewer project that we got plans for.
Good. Okay. Perfect. Any questions for Emery? Planning Commission, anything on that?
Yeah, we did, Matt Baker resigned at the last meeting, which is a 2-year, he is currently in a 2-year term ending in 2027. So if we could have your permission for us to advertise for another member.
Could I have a motion to go ahead and go out for advertisement for a planning zoning person to the board?
I'll make a motion to go out to seek another planning commission member board.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
We did kind of talk about looking at all of Bridge Street and the downtown area, but we're gonna wait until fall to start that one after. They're busy. There's a lot of things going on. When things slow down a little bit here this fall, that's when they sit down and kind of workshop some stuff. And they were interested in actually sitting down with you guys at the same time and discussing that, just so we'll probably have a meeting and kind of come up with a concept and sit down with you guys and discuss that before. So we don't start doing public hearings and annoying property owners and going through that whole process if we're totally on 2 different ideological avenues.
It's a good idea.
Mhm.
Have a little workshop, all of us together.
Yeah.
Cause that's a disaster up through there.
Yeah. Well, there's no sense in opening up a can of worms or something if there's no foreseeable
Yeah.
avenue yet. Where we're at there. That's all I got.
Any questions? Thank you, sir.
Good job, Emery.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Emery.
Okay. We'll move on to the Recreation Commission, Mr. Bub.
Nothing new to report. We haven't had a meeting since our last meeting, so next meeting is July 6th here at 6 o'clock.
Okay. Sir, we'll move on to the Saratoga Airport Advisory Board, Miss Brenda.
The board wasn't there, but I did listen to the minutes and they discussed putting snow fence up between the hangars to help with snow drifting. It drifts really bad, but I've kept the repaving. And they discussed curb and gutter that is almost complete with just a small section they left undone so they could put a gate in. Asphalt should be started the end of August or beginning of September, right?
That's the best we can do, late August, first part of September for paving. Because that's when everybody opens up that we can get it from.
Seal coat and marking project should be starting July 21st or 22nd, and it should last about a week. And then Larry, the airport manager, mentioned that with all the helicopter operations are having now, it would be a good idea for getting a helipad out there for directing helicopters in. They're having another thing directing helicopters in something where they can park. If they had a helipad, it'd be a lot easier. But that's just an idea.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Any questions? Okay. Thanks, Miss Brenda.
Yep.
Okay, we'll move on to the South Central Wyoming Emergency Medical Board. Steve, thanks for coming.
Town Councilman, thank you for your time. Mayor, thank you. We're almost there for a director. So we're pretty excited about a guy we're interviewing right now. 37 years experience, paramedic, critical care RN. He checks all the boxes. So we're really excited about trying to get him on.
Good.
So he's been here a couple times, actually, once he lived in Saratoga. He's been looking at homes. So we got some negotiations to do behind the scenes, but so far we had an initial interview. He passed with flying colors. We had another one last night. And they're meeting this evening right now, since Morgan couldn't be at our meeting yesterday. So Morgan's meeting with him with the rest of the Schwimm's board tonight. So
Is that who's interviewing the board?
yes, sir. Yeah. And we do have a couple of the EMTs that represent the crew also.
Mhm.
So they get a say in it also. We vote, but they get a say in it. So it's kind of nice. The boots on the ground get a say on who's coming in.
Okay.
So that's been good news. Just want to thank you guys for your understanding, at least for the proposal to add $4. I mean, every little bit helps. And I'm very, very appreciative. Little more experience on that end. So, if that were to ever happen again, and make sure we get to you guys a little sooner than we did this year. So
Okay.
just wanted to appreciate, I wanted to thank all you guys for that, and in town as well. So,
Thank you.
barring any questions, that's all I have for now.
How are you picking up any more volunteers?
We haven't picked up any more. We're really kind of hoping that having a director will help with that. Shayna has been very, very busy. We've added 3 EMTIs, Chief Moore being one. They do have a written test to take to finalize that. That's going to help significantly. Dana was up here, the CEO of the hospital. They've been working with Morgan and Schwimm's, trying to line out something to help with transfers. We're having very good conversations, and we're making very good strides on building that bridge to try to make that happen, because that'll just help us both.
Good.
So
What money that come through from this? Are you guys looking at that?
oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I mean, what was it?
We operate at a deficit, unfortunately. So what we're hoping with the guy we're interviewing now, he's been in management the last 20 plus years. Bringing on helicopters in Colorado, creating more revenue streams for EMS. So he has a lot of knowledge on how to create a little bit more revenue for a volunteer organization like Schwimm's. So we're excited that he can bring that knowledge in and help us try to figure out that money and be financially responsible for what we have.
Yeah.
And put the money in better places that'll actually make us more money. So,
Okay. But I was curious about what the state released.
so July 1st, they'll send out RFAs. And so we're just waiting on the Department of Health. I reached out to the director about 2 weeks ago, and we're just waiting on July 1. They had a little problem. I think it was a little scary there for a little bit, but Wyoming is going to get the 205 million.
Yeah.
And so July 1, we're just going to have to push an RFA out so that we can get in line for that money, because everyone in Wyoming is going to be
You
fighting.
need to jump on it because that's something I do here around this, a lot around the state.
Yeah.
Is all the rural areas for ambulance.
We're prepared to do that.
Okay.
And EMS is one of the top 3 sections that the state is wanting to deliver some of that money into. So
Okay,
we'll see how it goes. We'll keep you in the loop on that.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
You
Steve.
know your meeting now.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
All right. Is there any new business to be brought before the town?
Got a couple of questions, personal one.
First, okay.
I'm here as a citizen living there by the ball fields for my annual plea for stop signs at that ball field. Coming on 3rd Street, stop signs, on Hugus, on both sides, stop signs, before we kill some little kid. It's nuts there. And we're happy with it. We live right in the middle of it and we're perfectly happy, and they're enjoying themselves, and it's a great field. They've done a great job. Need to stop those cattle trucks and ranch trucks. And I've talked to SNR. He's not opposed to it.
You're wanting a 4-way stop at 3rd and Hugus?
A 3-way, two stop signs on 3rd Street each side, 2 yield signs on Hugus, because the street is a slow street, and coming out of that parking lot, just pause and look. That's
the manual. If we do 2 stop signs, we have to do all stop signs, or?
We'd have to look at this. UTCD and see how we.
I just want us to do something before we name that intersection for some little kid that is following his brother or chasing a ball.
Yeah.
Because it's nuts there, just absolutely nuts.
Yeah,
And that's fine. It's just, I'm not complaining about the nuts. That doesn't bother me. I'm complaining. What I perceive as an old man standing in my yard, looking out my window at the little guys. Some of them can barely walk. They're following mom or big brother or whatever, big sister.
Why don't you look into it?
Yeah.
As soon as Little League's over, adult softball's kind of start.
There'll be kids there.
Yeah.
I think those stop signs would be good year round, because those haulers, bull haulers, hay haulers, machines, they come down off that hill, and they're probably not doing any more than the speed limit, but it seems like when you're standing there and that big rig is rolling by, that seems like it's getting right on, that it's got his foot in the carburetor.
Is there a posted speed limit sign over there coming that direction?
I don't think there's a posted speed limit sign. It'll fall under the default municipal ordinance speed of 25.
And I don't think there's children playing signs over there. I could be wrong. I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't know if much has really been updated over there for signage or anything since those ball fields really got brought back into use. That'd be something to look at possibly addressing as the speed limit in that area is a park area basically now.
Okay. That's your job.
Okay.
Thank you.
In your spare time.
Okay.
And the second concern I have, I was reading in the common newspaper, the library board is warning that under their new budget, they're expecting a budget of 140,000, when in 2015, they had a budget of 600,000 or some number like that. And they're gonna cut Rollins to 20 hours and close all the outlying libraries. So my question to this council is, in this budget session, was there any money for salaries put in there? And I realize it's expensive money. I mean, when Emory asked for a hand at $15, that's 30,000 a year. Another $10 for benefits, that's 50 grand a year. I understand but even some money, match money maybe.
Well, some of what our responsibility, and if it ever happens, we budgeted for maintenance on a building. Okay, we're taking over the building.
I understand
Okay.
that.
So that's gonna require electric, heat, air conditioning, you name it, maintenance on the building, snow removal, which we already do, water and sewer. That's a pretty good chunk of change that the town of Saratoga is given.
But if they close it, do we want a library? Or not? I mean, why, you're maintaining a
You
building.
need to answer
sitting
some
there empty.
question. What'd they do with all the money that they've raised? That's questions I'm seeing now.
And I agree with you. I wonder.
Yeah.
If you're doing all of that, all they've got to do is hire the help and budget 50 grand for a full-time hand, or even half of that, 25 grand.
Yeah.
And then buy books and whatever, computers and whatever else they buy to put in the building. And I'm not saying they're doing a good job. I'm not, and I am a little familiar with it. I'm a little wary of, in the various meetings I've been attending, that what's going on, but it'd be a shame to have the building locked.
Yeah, we don't want to lose our library.
I'm just encouraging you to try to figure out a way to help keep the lights, you're gonna keep the lights on, to help keep the doors open.
And that's been talked about.
Anything in this year's budget besides that maintenance?
We didn't budget anything else.
Okay,
But we budgeted quite a bit for the library building, which is, something we haven't done.
yes, and I'm glad you do that. I appreciate that. But I just, and of course they're getting rid of the buildings. They're trying to get rid of all the commissioners talk quite a bit about getting rid of buildings. And so I do appreciate the fact that you're picking that up.
I do believe in Cameron's trying to work a deal within Cameron too.
Yeah, they've got some of them, I mean, Sinclair closed a year or two back, but that's only 6 miles down the road to the other one. But even the main library, it sounds like it's only going to be open 20 hours a week.
Right.
And the commissioners, the clerk couldn't tell me what the budget item was for the libraries this year. But the article said 140 grand. When they were down from 15, it was 600.
Should be able to find that. That's public knowledge.
Yeah, I'm not very good at that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But just thought I'd bring it up for.
Well, thank you.
Think about.
Thank you. Hey, anything else to be brought before the town? Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
A second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Everyone?